Hey everyone, and welcome. So, today we're going to tackle probably the single most important verb in all of English, the verb to be. Seriously, if you want to start speaking and understanding English, this is the perfect place to start. Let's dive right in. So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll talk about why this verb is so important. Then, we'll get into its three super simple forms. After that, we'll start building our own sentences, look at some common mistakes to avoid, and then we'll wrap it all up with a quick review. Trust me, by the end of this, you're going to feel so much more confident using it. So, why do we always start with this verb? Well, it's because the verb to be is literally the key to sharing all the basic information about yourself and everything around you. Think of it as your first and honestly your most powerful tool in English. It's amazing, right? This one tiny verb does so much heavy lifting. We use it to talk about who we are, our jobs or names. We use it to say how we're feeling, happy, sad, tired. We use it to say where we are and to describe what something is like. It's just essential for any conversation.
Now for the best part. You ready? In the present simple tense, there are only three little words you need to remember: am, is, and are. Yep, that's it. The only thing that changes is which one you use, and that all depends on the subject of your sentence.
Okay, let's take a look at this table. It makes everything super clear. The rule is simple. I always, and I mean always, goes with am. For a single person or thing like he, she, or it, we use is. And for more than one person or for you, we always use are. Just match the subject to the right verb and you're golden. Okay, so we know the three forms: am, is, are. Easy enough. Now, let's actually start using them to build some sentences. This is where it really starts to get fun. The basic recipe for a sentence is super simple. You start with your subject, like I or she, then you add the correct form of to be, and after that you just add the rest of the information. That part is called the complement, but really it's just the rest of the sentence. We generally use this sentence structure in four main ways: to talk about identity, like a person's job, their nationality, where they come from, their feelings, and of course for descriptions. Let's break them down one by one with some really clear examples.
First up, identity. This is all about who someone is. For instance, she is a doctor. Our subject is she, so we have to use the verb is. See? Simple.
Next, let's talk about nationality, saying where you're from. In this example, we are from Turkey, the subject is we, and since we is plural, the correct verb is are.
We also use it all the time to talk about our feelings. If someone asks how you are, you might say, I am tired. And remember, I is special. It has only one partner, am. And finally, we use it for descriptions. You can describe things, places, or even the weather. For example, it is cold today. The subject here is it, which always uses is.
Okay, you've totally got the positive sentences down. Great job! So, what's next? Well, now we're going to learn how to change those sentences into negatives, how to say no, and how to ask questions to get information.
Making a sentence negative is so easy. You're going to love this. All you have to do is pop in one little word, not, and it goes right after the verb, right after am, is, or are. That's literally the only change you need to make.
Now here's a really important tip. In natural spoken English, when we're just talking, we almost always shorten things up. It just sounds more natural. So instead of saying is not, we say isn't. Instead of are not, we say aren't. And for I am not, we usually say I'm not.
For example, you could say, they are not students. And that is totally correct, nothing wrong with that, but you're way more likely to hear someone say they aren't students. It's just a little bit faster and flows better.
All right, so what about asking questions? You guessed it, it's another super simple change. To turn a statement into a question, we just take the verb, am, is, or are, and move it to the very front of the sentence. The subject and the verb just swap places.
So when someone asks you a simple yes or no question, like, are you a student? You don't have to say the whole sentence all over again. A nice, short answer is perfect. You can just say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. It's quick, clear, and polite.
Okay, let's talk about something really important. Listen, everyone makes mistakes when they're learning a language. It's totally normal. In fact, it's how we learn. So let's look at a few really common mix-ups so you can spot them and avoid them.
Here's a big one. He are a student. So what's wrong here?
Well, remember our rule? The subject he always needs is as its partner. So the correct way to say it is, he is a student.
And here's another one you might see. They is happy. Nope. What's the rule for they? That's right, it always goes with are. So we have to say they are happy.
And this one, oh, this is a classic. I is tired. Remember what we said? I is special, right? It has its own personal verb that no one else can use, so it's always I am tired.
Wow, you have done an amazing job. We've really covered a lot of ground today. So, before we finish, let's just do a super fast recap to lock it all into your brain.
Okay, here it is, the whole thing in a nutshell. First, the forms. I am, he is, you are. Easy. For a positive sentence, it's just subject plus the verb. To make it negative, you just add not after the verb. And to ask a question, you move that verb right to the front. That's really all there is to it.
And that's really it. You now have the most important building block for speaking English. You know, the best way to get good at this is just to practice. So now, it's your turn. Can you make a sentence about yourself starting with I am? Go on, try it right now. Keep practicing. You've totally got this. Well done today.